Hi there, Amanpreet. My name is Ellen, and I will be looking at this essay with you today. So it's great that you have submitted an essay for correction. Let's take a look and see what you wrote here. This is the essay about former prisoners. So let's see how you handle this topic. It is a topic of debate that prisoners who are now disciplined humans want to live their life as good citizens, can educate children how unsafe it is to commit a crime. I agree with this because experience makes anyone a good teacher, and kids can learn from those mistakes to make their future better. Okay. So the first thing I see here, Amanpreet, is that there are some problems with grammar. There are mistakes in the first two sentences, okay? So your first sentence had some errors. Let's look at that. It is a topic of debate. Okay, what's a topic of debate? You're telling us that this is a topic of debate. Prisoners who are now disciplined humans want to live their life as good citizens, can educate. You've got a problem here. You're missing something or you've added too much, but there's something definitely wrong with the sentence. So let's try to change it. It is a topic of debate whether prisoners who are now disciplined people and live their lives as good citizens can educate children about the dangers of committing a crime. So I still don't love it, but that's at least a better way to make it grammatically accurate. There are other ways, of course, to write the sentence. There are countless ways to write it. You could have split it up into smaller pieces. Sometimes I find that IELTS students think they have to write these really long sentences that just keep going to show that they have a good grasp of advanced grammar. It's really not the case. Clarity is more important. And then second in terms of importance is the sophistication of the grammar. But you absolutely want to get your message across clearly. So, let's see. It is a topic, no, how about this? It is widely believed that ex-prisoners can educate children about how unsafe it is to commit a crime. However, others express doubts about this. I agree with the former because, and then this should have been one sentence, experience makes anyone a good teacher, and children, avoid the word kids here, can learn from those mistakes and make their future better. All right, so we corrected the grammar. Now let's talk about another thing that you could have done to make this even better. The essay is not asking you if these ex-prisoners are good people to talk to youngsters. They're asking you something far more specific. They're asking you if they are the best people. So as you can see here, there is an inherent comparison where you need to not only say if they are appropriate for this job, but if they are in fact the best people for it, which means maybe there are people who are also good but not as good, or maybe there are people who are better. So the things that I'm mentioning to you now are elements that you could include in your essay that could potentially take this up even higher in terms of task achievement. So let's see. Teenage is that age where a child does not know the difference between what's good and bad for them. If they choose the wrong path of crime, definitely they will end up in a jail. So if person who have already crossed their path and now understood that how dangerous it was for them, they can guide the kids in a right direction. Former prisoners should share their experiences, like how hard the life was behind the bars with the growing children. Hence, Julian, I don't know who Julian is, can learn life lessons from them. Really, I don't understand what this is. Who is Julian? All right, so here again, I found problems with grammar and vocabulary as well. So, adolescence is the age when a child does not know the difference between what is good and bad for them. If they choose the wrong path of crime, perhaps they can end up in a jail. Now, you want to use perhaps here rather than definitely, because this is something we call hedging. Hedging is a way to sound less absolute, less definite. And it's a good idea, a good habit of getting into in terms of task achievement. You don't want to sound so absolute. So avoid words like definitely here and instead use perhaps. So if a person who has already gone down that path and now understands how dangerous it was for them, they are the best, or they are the most appropriate to guide the children in the right direction. Now, here I want you to explain to me why or how they are the best person. You just said that they should share their experience, like how hard life was behind bars without the with the children, but you never really tell us how or why you think this is so effective. Maybe it's effective because students can identify with the ex-prisoner. Maybe they can understand horrors that they never even imagined, and that this will really ring very true to them and be very influential. So you need to explain to us the hows and the whys of why you think this is so effective. Let's continue. And I had no idea what this was about. I didn't understand that. Moreover, society should promote the prisoners who want to contribute their time to teach students that crime destroyed their relationships, time, and career. Get rid of how. And I don't understand what happened with your punctuation here. So that they should concentrate on making their families and themselves, VES, proud by achieving something in their future. Teachers and parents, okay, why? You say all these things, but you never support any of them. So you really need to support them. Tell me why or how this should happen. Teachers and parents should encourage this type of counseling, seminars, and documentaries. All right, again, one sentence, so that teenagers should focus on choosing the right path. It is a good way to learn from someone's mistakes. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is a problem with some task achievement. You're not really going a step further to explain to us why or how something is effective. But then there's something happening with these sentences. They don't really link well together. Like they don't create a chain of ideas. And they need to create a chain where each idea clearly and solidly links to the next idea. Part of this is grammar, because you really didn't need to start here a new sentence. It should have just continued with the previous one. But then here, it just feels rather strange. You just kind of jumped and said, it is a good way to learn. So I would have liked something to flow a little better, a little more clearly, and a little more smoothly. So to conclude, comma, not a full stop. Prisoners should be given, EN, chances to make this world a better place by strengthening the children's apostrophe S foundation and showing them the right path by teaching them how dangerous the path of crime is. Again, no full stop here, so that kids do not repeat what they did in their past and end up in jail. Okay. So there are also some issues with punctuation here that we've talked about. You kept putting full stops when you really needed a comma, and this created some incoherence. Because then the next sentence just didn't make any sense. So you have to be careful about that. You will be scored on punctuation. It's part of your grammar score. So I do see some good elements here in your writing. I do also think that you should sign up to the online course so you can get really, really comprehensive information on how to create paragraphs and essays and sentences that are high scoring. I think you would do really, really well in it. Okay, so hopefully we can see you on the course. I hope we can work together in the future. I want to wish you really well on your IELTS preparation and the best of luck to you.